The advice and opinions expressed by Dr. Grant Pichet and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice.
Dr. Doreen Grant-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism. Doreen Grant-Pichet.
Dr. Grant-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grant-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grant-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. How do you get a 14-year-old teenager who has very rigid thinking to get out of the cycle of perseverating on negative thoughts such as, why am I such a stupid autistic kid? What about my future? And my heart squeezes because we see this in a lot of our teens, that there is a perseverative, negative self-talk that happens that's very real and very debilitating.
Yes.
So what can we tell them?
Yeah, and again, this is one of those things that probably happens more with autism, but it also happens with just the typically developing population. And these days it happens even more than any time ever in history, right? And some of this has to do with just social media and having access to these kind of fake images of perfections that always make us feel like failures, right? A lot of kids are going through these types of things right now. Why am I not good enough as what I see on my phone? And so the same argument when it's an individual with autism. I'm so glad that this question came up, because Shannon, one of the things I often tell people, parents, when the child is younger, and it's never too late, is everyone is good at something. Every single person is good at something, and you need to find what that is for your child, and you need to nurture it, nourish it, support it, teach your child more in that area, and help them feel better about themselves. Self-esteem is a huge part of getting ahead in life. Huge, right? Probably one of the most important things that we can teach our kids is feeling good enough. So, and it obviously it becomes harder for those on the spectrum. We need to find the things that they're good at. It could be anything, honestly. A lot of our kids are talented. I'm not even just talking about talents in the arts, in music, in so many different ways, but a lot of our kids just have brilliant memories. A lot of our kids have, can be very good at making jewelry, at doing crafts, at doing sewing, whatever it is. All of our kids are good at something. And you need to be able to find that thing. I mean, one of our, a good example is one of our, probably, I'd say someone who's very, very affected by autism is an adult now. And his parents, mainly his mom, but dad as well, had very early on gave him an out to kind of express himself through art. And his paintings now are on display in a lot of different galleries, and his art is sold for quite a bit of money. And, that has become a way for him to really, really express himself and feel good about himself. And I think that it is possible for everyone to find that thing that the child is good at. And also, the second thing I want to say is that peer groups are very important, right? It's like, I remember one of our families had started this thing for adults on the spectrum where they would gather and watch a movie on Friday nights. And it was like a very, very life-changing type of thing. It was a very simple thing. It was like 4 or 5 individuals would get together, but it made them feel part of a community. And when you feel part of a community, it helps you feel better about yourself. You stop just, being down on yourself. And so a lot of those types of things help. And let me also say, I'm always very concerned about depression in general, in autism or outside of autism, especially if it's a teen, because it's pretty common with teens. Get professional help if your child is really experiencing depression. those expressions of why am I not as good as others are kind of indicative of either the beginning or deep into depression. So please be cautious about that, because depression can become a very scary thing. See a psychologist, see a psychiatrist, so you can potentially look at medications for your child, very helpful there. And make sure your child is not exposed to things that might potentially make him feel just not good enough. That could be on social media again, or any other avenue where he's getting these ideas.
Don't forget, you can watch Ask Dr. Doreen live every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We hope to see you there.